Good day, my name is Daza and I'll be doing a presentation using a creative tool. My lesson is about an ecosystem. So we'll first establish the learning objective of this learning topic, which it is to determine which elements of an ecosystem are biotic and abiotic, to recognize the hierarchy of trophic levels, which are the producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, and decomposers, to make and examine a food web chain. The tools that I'll be using will be the Lego blocks, cardboard chart, craft glue, a marker, a projector, and a whiteboard. So what is an ecosystem? An ecosystem is a group of living things that interact with their natural surroundings, which can include both biotic, which are living things, and abiotic, which are non-living things. So the students and I will get to have a discussion about what is a biotic and abiotic, and they get to ask me questions and give their own examples. Illustrations are then given to show the examples of biotic and abiotic elements, which the biotic factors are your plants, your animals, and your fungi. Then the abiotic factors are your water, the sun, and your soil. This illustration helps the students to understand better and to visualize what we're talking about. So what is a food chain? So as we know that an ecosystem follows a sequence of organisms, which is called a food chain. So a food chain is an illustration of how energy moves from one organism to another as they consume and are eaten. This means that it's an exchange of energy from one organism to another. The food chain starts with the producer, which the producer is the grass, and goes on to the primary consumer, which is the grasshopper. It then goes to your secondary consumer, which is the bird. Then we have the tertiary consumer, which is your snake. Then the apex predator, which is an owl. And the decomposers, which is a mushroom. So the grasshopper will get its energy from eating grass. And the bird will eat the grasshopper, and the snake will eat the bird. So forth, the owl will eat the snake. And when the snake dies, the owl will eat the snake. And when the owl dies, it will decompose, which its decomposure will turn to mushrooms. So examples and types of ecosystems are shown to the students, such as the pond ecosystem and the desert ecosystem. Which the pond ecosystem is the alga, which is eaten by the caddis, which is eaten by the fish, which is eaten by the kingfisher. And the cactus is eaten by the mice, which the mice is eaten by the scorpion, which is then eaten by the rattlesnake. So students get to visualize these types of ecosystems. Then the students get to partake in the topic by doing a Lego food web. Students get to use the Lego blocks to create their own ecosystems, working in groups as they get to interact with one another and present the illustration with the rest of the class. Each brick color and type of shape that they will be building will represent a different type of species, which then they'll connect them with arrows on the chart to show the predator-prey relationships. This is when students and I get to work together. So they'll use the Legos to build the food wrap. Students now get to interact with one another to show understanding of what the lesson was about. And they get to present it with the rest of the class. This helps the students' confidence and increases their teamwork, which is very important in every lesson, for students to be able to interact and engage with one another and be able to share their knowledge to test if they understood the topic. So what was achieved in the lesson using the tools? Through the use of projection, the students get to visualize what the topic is about. Students get to engage in with the educator through discussions of the topic and questions that are being asked randomly to gain understanding. Through the use of Lego, students use these to create their own ecosystem through group work. The group work will have students work together and engage with one another to promote collaboration and understanding amongst their peers. Legos are good for children to work with as it's enjoyable for them. The benefits of using Legos is allowing students to construct and design their own construction. Legos promote artistic expression and creativity, promote active engagement, because students are more gladly to engage with a tool that they are familiar with, that they are used to play with. It's more interesting for them. They get to visualize the energy flow as they are doing it on their own. They're showing understanding. It fosters teamwork. When students work as a group, they get to work together as a team to share ideas with one another and to familiarize themselves with one another. It gives a personal connection development. Students, through building their own types of species with the Legos, shows their personality and shows their creativity. It could be used for different topics and it's adaptable. Legos blocks can be used for different lessons, topics, subjects, as they are adaptable. You can use them in maths, as they could also be good for counting. The sources that were used. The 10 incredible benefits of playing with Lego article helped me to understand what are the benefits of using Lego and how it will assist the students in understanding the topic better, and how adaptable it is, and how enjoyable it is, and how it can help them with their understanding. The ecosystem lesson plan, I used this source to conduct my own lesson plan, to help me understand and how to construct an ecosystem lesson plan. So this was my presentation of the tools that I used to conduct my lesson. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.